Do you work here? Huh. You're a little tall for that. Huh. Right. What's your name? I'll look you up. We have a record of all everyone, even adults. Okay. What's your first name? Last name? Okay. Were you naughty or nice this year? We'll narrow it down. You don't know. Interesting. So, how did you find your way here? Were you wandering through the wilderness and then found your way to this cabin seeking shelter, perhaps? Interesting. No one's ever done that before. Huh. Adventuring, breaking and entering. Adventuring, breaking and entering. Give me one moment. Holly, yes. This is Charlie. I know you're very, very busy making pies and cookies and other things that you do. I have a little favor to ask of you. Some humans wandered into the cabin at the edge of the woods. I already tried that. Yes, first name, last name. They don't know if they're naughty or nice. I'm telling you, they don't know if they're naughty or nice. I know, that sounds like a lie. So like, naughty, right? Naughty. Do I have to? But it's such a long procedure. Are you sure we shouldn't just mark them as naughty, breaking and entering, lying? Well, Holly, as usual, you are very, very particular about rules. Okay, I will do that, and I'll send you the results, okay? Okay, bye-bye. Right, so, I'm Jolly. Nice to meet you. I have a question. Have you ever seen one of these? These are little scrolls that say naughty or nice. Do these look familiar? Jog your memory a little? Familiar? No? Okay, well, this is if you were nice. See, nice Christmas bowl. This one boring, for naughty little naughty people. So we're going to go over a little bit of questions for you to make sure you are naughty or nice. You heard of Santa? Santa? Where is this hat? You've heard of him. Good. We're basically going to go over a little procedure. I ask you a bunch of questions. And we're going to decide if you can be determined and to be in this black and white, all or nothing system of whether you have value or you're worthless. Get presents or coal. Of course, there are some people who've gotten coal every year. And they made so much greenhouse gases with it. we're starting to think we should redo the system. There has been a lot of money in the coal industry. They just keep planting the coal in the ground and coal trees come up. Anyway, it's a very old system, which means it's perfect and it's always worked and everything is going to be either really good for you or really bad for you, okay? Okay. So I'm just going to take notes. Hold on. Holly. Where's the good pen? All I have is some freaking quill. The good pen, Holly. You need to stop stealing things or you're going to be put on the naughty list next year. Okay, yes. I let you borrow it like an hour ago. I need it back. Long walk. Okay, well, thanks for nothing, Holly. Very, very jolly Christmas. This is a very merry crisis. Okay. I'll be using this little quill, taking notes in this book. I'm going to ask you some questions, okay? You can answer questions. Wonderful. Now let's see if you're going to have a very jolly Christmas, okay? How old are you? Strike one. How long have you been a human? Interesting. Very, very interesting. I'm not sure if that's gonna play out well for you. Anyway, let's see. It's been such a while since I've had my training. So, have you ever had a cat? A dog? A gerbil? A guinea pig? Fish? Lizard? Snake? Okay. Let me think. Have you ever wrapped a present right before you were going to give it to someone? Have you ever given a Christmas present unwrapped, not even in a bag or newspaper or anything at all? You just handed it to them. Not even in a brown cardboard box. Literally just handed it to them. Let's see. Have you ever planted a tree? A flower? Okay. Have you ever... Let's see. Have you ever committed genocide? Oh, there's that. Have you ever... Have you ever yelled at a retail worker because you couldn't use an expired coupon and you never felt bad about it? I forgot to explain one more thing, by the way. At the end of this, we're going to look at this magic box. See, it's very pretty. If you've been determined to be nice, when I open it, it'll play a little tune. If you're naughty, it'll be silent. Alright. More questions. Have you ever given somebody a fruitcake? Have you ever cheated on a test? Have you ever committed tax fraud? Good. We love to hear it. Have you ever shaken a present long before Christmas to try to guess what's inside? Have you ever privacy of your home? Interesting. Have you ever had a nightmare that you were on the naughty list? Have you ever sing the Batman Smells version of Jingle Bells? It's a classic. Have you ever played music really loudly after 9 p.m. when you lived in an apartment? Have you ever played music very loudly while you lived in an apartment at any time? Have you ever roller skated in an upstairs apartment? Have you ever poured paint all over somebody's car and it wasn't your job? Have you ever poured pig's blood on a bullied girl? Have you ever, let's see, have you ever given somebody a gag gift that included fake waste? Have you ever, have you ever taken a BuzzFeed quiz? Huh. And what quiz was it? Interesting. Have you ever supported fascism? Have you ever... Have you ever blown up a medical office? Have you ever played Call of Duty? Which one? Have you ever done a TikTok dance? Some of them are really fun. It's unfortunate. Have you ever sang just this part of the song? Hey, hey, what? And then never learned the rest of the lyrics. Right. Have you ever read comments while watching an ASMR video even though it's really late and you need to go to sleep? Have you ever spit in someone's face while talking, accidentally? What about on purpose? Right. Have you ever stolen something from a little innocent child, but they didn't deserve it? Right. Have you ever drank a Four Loko back when it still had energy drink in it? Right. Do you collect Faygo bottles on your nightstand? Right. Have you ever donated to charity, but the charity ended up being like a Scientologist's scam? Right. But did you feel bad about it? Right. Have you ever said the words, "Fuck you, Santa, I don't give a shit about your naughty or nice list"? Or any variation of that? Have you you ever felt the love of a cat genuinely? You know what they say, to feel the love of a little kitten is to see the face of God, right? Like any kind of God, you know. It could be like any religion that has a God. That's cats' cuteness, is that, and their love. Does that make sense? Okay, good. Have you ever said the words, "Fuck you, Mom, it's not a phase"? Okay. It's good that you did, because if you didn't, that's like negative 1,000 points. It's like kind of crucial to character development. Have you ever had something that was worth like $1 million? Or like $1 billion? Okay, that's, if you had something that was $1 billion, that would be like an instant failure. So, there's that. Have you ever, pretended to throw a ball for like a dog, but you didn't really have a ball in your hand? You ever do that? Have you ever, clicked a pen 1,000,000 times during a test where everyone else is quiet? Yeah, but do you have a diagnosis to explain that, or are you just like that? Okay. So do you, have you ever played Runebound 3rd Edition competitive mode and won without doing any prologue rounds? Can you tell me your secret? That's not for the test. What the fuck? Why is it like that? So, anyway. Oh. Yes. I'm doing it right now. I don't know. I don't even remember. I'm just winging it. Yes. I'm asking a variety of naughty and nice questions. I promise. Just 1 second. I am going to be doing this as best as I can. I'm going to be doing this as best as I can and as quickly as I can. It's a very complex moral issue. Okay? Snip that everything is just okay. Santa. Right, where were we? Have you ever ate like 7 warheads at once? Have you ever owned a bank? Right. Have you ever owned 7 cars that are all worth a lot of money? Have you ever you ever agreed to let a king cut your kid in half? Have you ever have you ever, let's see, have you ever illegally downloaded music? I'm really glad to hear that. Have you ever watched a cringe compilation? Have you ever thought that cringe culture is dead? Good. Have you ever had a salad and bragged about it? Right. Have you ever gone on a juice cleanse and bragged about it? Right. Have you ever been in therapy for some kind of disorder? Mm-hmm. Have you ever, I don't know. Have you ever watched an ASMR video and thought to yourself, wow, ASMR artists are really sluts these days? Mm-hmm. Right. Have you ever, left a comment with a slur in it? Mm-hmm. Have you ever just said a slur out loud that wasn't yours to reclaim? Mm-hmm. Have you ever, I don't know, downloaded a car? Right. Have you ever downloaded a bear? Mm-hmm. Have you ever, decided that, have you ever listened to an album, but, only the remixes of it and not the real ones? Do you solely listen to remixes? Right. Have you ever said the words, I think I'm just smarter than other people because I watch BBC Sherlock? Mm-hmm. Have you ever said that you think that billionaires should get away with tax fraud? Right. Have you ever said, fetch is gonna happen, I'm gonna make it happen? Right. Have you ever said that you think Spock counts as Asian representation in media? Because I had a roommate that said that once. Right. Have you ever, I don't know, put somebody's hand in warm water while they're sleeping? Uh-huh. Have you ever just unironically enjoyed splashing people by driving your car into puddles so that it splashes like pedestrians at a bus stop? Is that a hobby of yours specifically? Right. Have you ever, have you ever been a snitch? Right. Have you ever gotten stitches just as a completely different topic? Right. Have you ever, reminded the teacher that we had homework? Okay, but when you look back, do you think, oh, why did I do that? How cringe. Right. Have you ever, driven on the wrong side of the road? Right. Have you ever said the words, I think that you wouldn't be able to handle a Call of Duty lobby? Mm-hmm. Have you ever, have you ever had a dream and you were, right? Have you ever, smack cammed anybody? Mm-hmm. Did you ever make a Vine, but it never made onto a Vine compilation? Mm-hmm. Have you ever made a Vine and it did end up in a Vine compilation? Right. Have you ever, I don't know, have you ever ate a bunch of garlic and then kissed somebody? Mm-hmm. Have you ever, encouraged a child to follow their dreams? Have you ever, petted a cat backwards, but they didn't like it? Mm-hmm. But did you feel bad? Right. Did you ever accidentally step on your dog and then you didn't say sorry? Mm-hmm. Have you ever kept a betta fish in a really tiny bowl? Mm-hmm. But Do you know that that's wrong now? Have you ever had a pet that was illegal? But like illegal because it shouldn't be in captivity, not like you keep chickens even though your county thing doesn't allow it. I mean like you kept a tiger or something. Side note, have you ever worked at SeaWorld? Do you ever think about your mistakes and cringe? Yeah. Do you ever look back on your mistakes and you think, well, I shouldn't be held responsible for my actions because I was only like 35 years old at the time? Have you ever referred to like a 25-year-old man as a kid because he committed a crime? Have you ever, let's see, have you ever purchased an NFT? Have you ever right-clicked save as on an NFT? Have you ever encouraged somebody to invest in Dogecoin? Have you ever pronounced GIF like GIF? Do you ever say that you pronounce it like GIF because that's what the creators of the term call it? But do you know that you're wrong anyway now? Just on a moral stance? Right. Have you ever killed a honeybee? Like on purpose with vengeance and malice in your heart? Have you ever like genuinely loved a bee? Right, but did you watch jazz with the bee? Like you listened to a jazz song with bees? Right, did you leave your fiance for a bee? Have you ever been a dragon? Can you imagine a dragon? Wow. If you have been a dragon, have you ever had children with a donkey? Right. Okay, I think that's probably enough questioning. So now we're gonna see if the almighty Santa has deemed you to be worthy and valuable. Remember, if it plays music, you are nice. And if it doesn't, you are naughty. Perfect. Right, so, that means you get this. You are nice. You're nice, aren't you? Very, very nice. There you go. Okay, let me just write your name down in the nice list. Can you spell that for me? Right. Last name? Right. Nice list. Perfect. So I just want you to know that you passed, like barely. Like you just need to get any positive number and you got a 1. Like it just kept balancing itself out, but you ended with a 1, which is over 0, so you passed. So that means that you're going to get a present, but it's not gonna be as good as like the other presents. Like it's not gonna be like a really big Nerf gun. It's gonna be like one of the 1 dart Nerf guns. Is that alright? Like maybe you should be less of a sinner next year. Like maybe you should vouch for billionaires a little less. Like it can always be less. Yeah, right. So, since you're on the nice list, I'm gonna go call some reindeer to come bring you back to wherever the hell you are supposed to be instead of here. As opposed to naughtiness, where I would have just thrown you out in the cold and leave you to die of hypothermia, so that there's more oxygen in this world for like the nice people. Yeah, Mm-hmm. Right. Holly, I've done the examination procedure thing, and they're like nice. Like barely, but they're nice. Mm-hmm. Right. So can you send like Vixen or Comet or something to go bring them back home? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know that you wanted to watch them freeze to death. So that was, okay, you didn't want that, right? Yes. No one nice wants that. Correct. Mm-hmm. So they're gonna call you a reindeer. And you're gonna be like safe and stuff, alright? Okay. So just like go stand in that corner.